Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with Network in Action here in Nashville, Tennessee, in the metropolitan area, as well as nationwide. And today I have Rachael Cole with Perennial Design Studio. Thanks for joining me today, Rachel.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
Well, it's kind of funny that I ended up here because I resisted it for a very long time. I didn't want any of the responsibility. I wanted to focus on like the creative and not have to
Mm.
run the show. And then I had a very young son at one point. I was working for another designer. And when I came back from maternity leave, I was exhausted. I was totally beat. Of course, I had like a
Yeah.
6 month old. And I knew that I wanted to change directions. I wanted to be able to control my schedule. I wanted a little bit more creative freedom. And that was in the fall of 2019. And so I was thinking, well, I'm going to take some time off. I had a few clients to float me in between jobs. I'm going to take some time off. I'll look for another job, when I'm ready, when those projects wrap up. And then the spring of 2020 hit. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not looking for another job right now.
Yeah.
That's not going to
Right.
happen. And so I kept working on those same clients, and more clients kept coming my way, and more clients and more clients. And I was like, well, I think I'm starting a business now. So,
Yeah.
and then
I
kind of,
love that.
yeah, the rest was history.
Isn't it fun when the business finds you? Like that's that I have a similar story.
Yep.
Like I absolutely love what I do, but my business found me. And it just gets to speak to your passion, right? And what starts with the flexibility turns into allows you to provide a better service, right? You're happy
Yeah.
clients. So speaking of that, because you got to create what you want to with your own company, what
Mhm.
sets you apart, from other design studios?
I think the niche that I got into, just because I have a love of like older homes, older architecture. What I really got into is combining a lot of really making really eclectic style happen for
Mm,
clients and helping them find their eclectic style. Because if you're living in an older home, some people like the funkiness. Some people don't like as much of the funkiness and the really really dated looking stuff. And it's just a process of kind of bringing it all together, finding ways to keep the old charm, whether it's like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It can be a challenge to like update everything and not
mhm.
just totally modernize, keep some of the charm. So it's a blend. It's a process to blend everything together and to also help clients reflect their style back to them to say like, hey, here's how you can make this work. And like in school, they taught us never to call a client style like a hodgepodge, say like it's
Yeah.
really eclectic, which I think a lot of times people are like, this feels like a hodgepodge, I don't know what I'm doing, like it kind of just feels cobbled together. And then we turn that into something that is very like curated and intentional, and and not just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I love that because anybody who's talked to me knows I'm decor challenged. I can see stuff I like, but if you were to ask me what I want, no, I don't know how
Those
to
are
get
my
started on that.
That's my favorite client. If you know
Yeah,
what you want, you're good. We've got this. We've got it in the
yeah,
bag already.
yeah. But I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know where to get started. So,
Yep.
another thing that you mentioned when we were talking earlier that you do differently, like you're not just this vendor comes in and tells you, like, and works with you to come up with the design. You do a lot more because working with contractors, can be very stressful.
Yes, yes. In addition to being able to bring contractors to the job, because a lot of people have contractor PTSD,
Mhm.
some of them have interior designer PTSD. So I'm here to rewrite all the trauma.
Yeah.
And so I'm bringing in folks who I've worked with for years, worked with on multiple projects. One of them has worked on my parents' house. Actually, two of them have. Um, and so not only am I bringing people to the job that I trust and are really really vetted, but then I'm working with client and contractor. We are all working as a team. Some of these contractors that I've worked with for years are some really good friends now. So it's a matter, and it's a lot of like translation that needs to be done.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
they don't always speak the same language, but I
Yeah.
speak both of their languages. So
Right.
it's making sure that I'm able to hold all those pieces together for them and keep everybody on the rails.
That's awesome. That has to make it, stay on time, get done faster, and also less stress,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
somebody maybe they're hesitant, like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like, this is so personal, someone coming to my home. What would you tell somebody that's maybe, a little unsure?
Let's just talk. That like all we have to do is have a consultation. There is no obligation for anything further. If you come back to me in 6 months, a year, 3 years, like it doesn't matter. Or if you like, I'm a people person. I think I'm very good at making people feel at ease and just feel natural. This is a natural conversation. Like I want us to be friends to some extent. Like it doesn't have to be anything prim and proper.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's just have a conversation. Let's talk about what you want to do. And usually, once we get talking about the project, I can kind of ease everybody into the situation and go like, oh yeah, that's totally doable. And yes, I've got somebody for this. And oh well, actually, there's a whole process for this. It's just it's
yeah.
demystifying everything that it doesn't have to be so intimidating. My job is to make this not as intimidating for you.
I love that. So if someone wanted to have that conversation with you, what's the best way to reach you?
You can send me an email, perennial design studio, tn@gmail.com. And we can just set up a consultation. Yeah, get in touch and we'll find some time.
Wonderful. Well,
Mhm.
this has been fun, Rachel. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you.